As a software engineer and someone who's been creating content in the tech space over the last few years, I've noticed an interesting change on this platform recently. Creators aren't making long, multi-hour coding tutorials anymore, and those that do don't see nearly the same engagement as they used to. And I'm definitely not the only one who's noticed this. The creators themselves have openly stated that they've stopped because the demand simply isn't there anymore.
And the reality is that long-form educational content that I love creating, it just doesn't get the love that it used to.
And it's not just YouTube. Lyracasts, a fantastic online platform that I used to have a subscription to learn Laravel and PHP back in the day, recently laid off several of their instructors because of AI.
I had to announce that we were cutting 40% of our staff.
What happens when people rely entirely on AI to learn? With AI agents now reading documentation and pulling in open source libraries on their own, it begs the question, does it even make sense to learn the ins and outs of a framework or library? For a lot of new engineers, it probably seems like a better investment of time to master AI coding tools to better prepare them for what's expected in the job market. Side note, as some of you might have heard, AI is apparently the main factor in Tailwind losing 80% of their revenue overnight. This is because people were no longer reading their documentation online and purchasing the products. And as we all know, AI agents don't incidentally shop around and buy products. According to one user on the subreddit Learn Programming, vibe coding is now even being forced upon students in college classes. Our grade, aside from ensuring the program will actually run, is based off of how well we interact with the AI. Now, if this post is true, I find it really ironic that an academic institution, which I assume is spending a lot of time and resources trying to catch and prevent students from using AI, is now requiring their students to use it. It's as silly as teaching a kid how to use a calculator before they even know how to do multiplication by hand. Although I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case these days. On top of that, we all know by now that the demand for generic software engineering talent is nowhere near where it was a few short years ago, especially at the junior level. The anxiety and uncertainty surrounding how good AI can possibly get and its potential to further reduce demand for engineers probably also deters a lot of people from investing time into learning programming. The advent of Gen AI has created this gap where the demand for senior and AI talent is still relatively high, but very, very low for general junior engineers. But if you think being stuck in tutorial hell is bad, trust me, being stuck in a prompt engineering infinite loop is so much worse. The value of watching a long-form tutorial or reading a technical book is rarely just the information. It's the roadmap that it provides you so that you build upon your knowledge in a logical and sensible way. You pick up a lot of context that you didn't know you needed, and you learn when and why to use a certain approach, not just how. When you rely exclusively on AI to learn a new topic, you risk having a lot of blind spots because you don't know what you don't know, and that's going to eventually catch up to you. And while AI hasn't and likely won't eliminate software engineering jobs, it's clearly having an impact on our behavior and where we're spending our time and money. And as I'll talk about soon, this can have long-term consequences on our brain development and critical thinking. I want to make it clear that despite all of these pitfalls, learning to use AI tools in certain contexts is still valuable and especially necessary in today's job market. By automating mundane office work such as organizing your calendar and summarizing emails, it can free up a lot of time for you to actually engage in deep work. Anthropic very recently released Claude Cowork, and it's essentially an executive assistant at your fingertips. I've used Claude Cowork to go through all of my video clips and label them for editing, as well as create an expense tracker in Excel with the screenshots of all of my receipts. But if you want to be one of the first to maximize the value that you get out of Claude Cowork, go check out this free stack on 12 advanced prompts created by HubSpot Media. Each prompt is clearly explained, and you can copy and paste it directly into Claude to put it immediately to work. Here's an example of how detailed the prompts are. My favorite prompt is on the file organization system that takes my desktop from this to this to this. This is such a time saver as I have so many different project folders and files all over my desktop, and this cleaned it up in seconds. To give this absolutely free online guide a try for yourself, go visit the link in the description below, and thank you so much HubSpot for making this available for free for my audience and sponsoring this video. A recent study looking at the impact of AI on students learning to code confirms some of our worst suspicions. AI makes us feel like we're moving and learning faster, even if it's having the opposite effect. The researchers observed a group of new programmers trying to solve a programming challenge that takes in a series of inputs and terminates the program once the user enters the number 0. and they have the help of AI tools such as ChatGPT and Copilot at their disposal. And what they found was pretty interesting. The impact that AI had on them was not universal. In fact, AI widened the gap among students who struggled and those that didn't. Among the students who struggled, AI tools actually made their problems worse. And for the students who were better coders to begin with, AI tools simply helped them accelerate by implementing the solutions that they were going to write anyways. Because AI tools helped them quickly pass the unit tests, the students who struggled falsely assumed that they were also learning quickly. And this is one of the most insidious ways that AI can actually impede your progress. It gives you a false sense of competence. It tempts you by spitting out a ton of code that looks correct upon first glance, encouraging you to skip the most crucial step, planning and thinking about how to actually solve the problem. But being able to somewhat understand and kind of like recognize a correct solution is entirely different from coming up with a solution by yourself. The best way to evaluate your ability is to just test yourself, as always. One of the most interesting observations they had was that the students who struggled with the challenge accepted Copilot suggestions at a higher rate than those that didn't struggle. And this makes some sense because the students who accelerated with AI presumably were able to discern between good and bad suggestions, leading to an overall lower rate of acceptance. This research also highlighted the ways that AI tools actually slow us down that we sometimes overlook. For example, even though suggestions from ChatGPT and Copilot often led them down the wrong path and constantly interrupted their thinking, the students still believed that AI coding tools were helpful tutors. This is in line with other research showing mixed results as to how much more productive software engineers actually are when using these AI tools. But obviously, this is such a new field that there's not a lot of research really going into depth. But this is also why it kind of pisses me off when I hear about tech companies mandating the usage of these AI tools. Like, if the tools were so good, wouldn't you trust your own engineers to adopt the tools on their own volition? If we took into account the number of hours we spent reviewing and debugging AI-generated code and getting interrupted and misled by Copilot, the true value of these AI coding tools become a lot muddier. But on the bright side, a lot of research and my own experience suggests that AI is not inherently bad for critical thinking. The divergent results from using AI tools to code is proof that it's entirely dependent on how you use it, which leads to the next question. Is this deep understanding even that important anymore? Some of you will make the argument that AI coding tools will eventually get so good, we won't really need to understand the ins and outs of React hooks or authentication in Rails. Similar to how we don't need to understand these days how to manually manage memory or do long division by hand. But as of right now, these tools consistently make mistakes, and recently the quality of their output seems to have plateaued. AI can take you 80% of the way there, but the last 20 is often the most time-consuming and critical, as is often the case when building software. But if the only value that you can provide is just writing a few prompts and copying and pasting from a large language model, then you should probably see the writing on the wall. What makes you think that you won't be next to get replaced? At that point, you're simply a middleman. I would argue that having deep domain knowledge so that you can jump in when AI makes mistakes will be the only skill not replaced in the future. Another factor that I don't think gets talked about enough is how inherently more meaningful it is to be able to solve these complex bugs on your own line by line. To be able to spend hours in the zone hitting roadblock after roadblock only to reach an aha moment where everything clicks into place. And I feel like such a boomer talking about the good old days, but I'm sure at least one of you can relate. I know we're never gonna go back to those days of writing out syntax line by line or rolling our own authentication, but there is definitely a big part of me that misses those days. The dopamine rush from vibe coding is intense, but ultimately leaves me feeling hollow. It's like fast travel in a game where you can get anywhere on a map, but not interact with anyone or any quest along the way. Okay, but how do we stop getting dumber? I don't really want to be preachy anymore and give you a list of simple things that you can do to avoid skill atrophy in the age of AI. It doesn't take a genius to know that the solution is simply to do things the hard way. Ask questions about the code AI generates and make sure that you take the time to understand each and every line. But as I mentioned earlier, there is immense downward pressure to adopt AI coding tools as much as possible and as quickly as possible. There are a bunch of companies out there that even mandate the use of AI tools and consider it a core job competency upon which they'll be evaluated. It's impossible to take the time to gain that deep understanding if your company expects a higher level of productivities because you have access to these AI tools. Until we sober up to the realities of their true impact and consequences, we'll all continue to vibe code our way to security vulnerabilities and system-wide outages. And on that happy note, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.